So I was just driving around in Wilcox, Arizona, delivering some Walmart orders. That's what I do for a living. And they had a sign that said, "Work hard, have integrity, show respect." That is the Wilcox School District slogan or phrase. So work hard, have integrity, show respect. And it sounds like, yeah, of course. But it's like, obviously, America has gotten away from that for the most part. I mean, obviously not everybody, but like, there's so much. There's so many people who do the absolute bare minimum to get by at work. They have no respect for their work. They have no integrity for themselves. There's so many people that walk around with their butt hanging out of their shorts, which I don't even know why people think that's okay. I mean, it's just very trashy, and I don't know what type of guy really likes that and thinking, "Oh, I want to marry me up some of that." But today, I saw an older lady, like probably in her 60s, and she had on gym shorts. And I don't know if she realized it, but her butt cheeks were like hanging out, like a whole butt cheek hanging out the bottom of both sides of her shorts. I mean, it was almost enough to make me want to vomit. It was wrinkled and discolored, and her legs weren't that nice either. And I don't want to talk shit on her. I mean, her legs, she has an old body because she's been here. I will have this old body one day too, hopefully not quite as wrinkly and cellulite filled as hers, but right now I'm not on a good track for getting away from that. But like, I don't even I'm wondering, like, did she even know that her butt was hanging out of her shorts? I feel like I should have told her. Excuse me, ma'am, did you know that your butt is hanging out of your shorts? Like, the shorts are really short. And, so whenever you aren't standing perfectly erect and you, like, bend over just a little bit, say to push the cart, your butt is hanging out of the shorts. But whatever. I didn't want to, throw her under the bus like that. I didn't know how she would react either. I personally would like somebody to tell me if I look atrocious and they think that I don't realize how absolutely awful I look. I don't know. But anyway, she obviously didn't have integrity. She didn't have integrity or respect. And that's another thing. Like, these little girls walking around with their butts hanging out. They don't have respect. They don't have respect for the people that have to look at their ass hanging out of their shorts. And they certainly don't have respect for themselves. And they certainly aren't showing any integrity. And work hard, God. We're in trouble because I just don't think there's enough people who know how to work hard. I'm not saying Gen Z is like the end. There are a lot of great Gen Zers. Since I work at Walmart, I deal with a lot of young people, or at least I did at my last store, and they were really great people, a lot of them. So, they gave me a little bit of hope, but this is just, society's turning into a shithole. It might have something to do with, I don't know, lack of religion, even though I'm not really into religion either. I don't know. I went to church most of my life. I had to go every Sunday for a very long time. And I didn't hate it. I didn't exactly care for it either. But it gave me, like, a good set of morals. It gave me a way to understand how to treat people. It gave me good socialization skills also, having to go to Sunday school and Bible school and children's church and choir and all those other things that I did before with the church. But I mean, I don't want to be like, oh, everybody needs to go to church, because I don't really believe the church is the answer exactly. I think it's more of a way to, I don't know, like, hold us back, to not really allow us to understand what our true potential is, what we're capable of, how we're created in God's image, as they say. But then they say, like, oh, witchcraft is evil, and you know, all this other stuff that's not Christianity, or whatever our sect of religion is evil. It's because it's not what we believe. It's like, so I just don't think anybody should put themselves in a box, because honestly, paganism, I don't know much about it, but I do know that they seem to be a good religion that worships nature and, you know, the seasons and the moons and the planets, and I do know that Christianity came along and stole pretty much all of their holidays and made them their own Christian holidays, so we can basically push paganism out. And, you know, that was pretty shitty. I don't see why we did that. And then there's so many people that are just blind. Oh yeah, Jesus. You know, I'm not against the whole Jesus story, but it's just a story. How do we know it's true? Do we really have faith that, you know, this book that was passed through, I don't know, hundreds of nefarious people, including Constantine, didn't totally manipulate the book in order to keep us held back? You know, because Constantine admittedly removed and manipulated some of the books. So how many other people did the same thing? Anyway, not to get on a soapbox here, but I just don't understand. So anyway, my thoughts. Like, why don't we manifest a better world? Why don't we try to put our energy in meditation and intuition, intuitive practices, and, you know, intentions? We should put it into having a better world. A lot of people on YouTube are like, oh, you can manifest this type of life, and you can, you know, be rich and have the love of your life and be powerful and be beautiful. And I'm not saying you can't manifest all of that. You can, but what's the point if the world is shit? You know, and obviously, you know, it's all about where your attention goes. So if your attention goes to the world being a bunch of shit, then it's probably going to stay a bunch of shit. But at the same time, it's like, we got to acknowledge that there's a lot of people who just don't care about their fellow citizens. They don't care about the earth. Most people don't even care about the earth. Like Christians and a lot of religions, they don't care about the earth. I mean, look at the Muslims. I'm sorry, but they come from these countries that are just shitholes with trash everywhere. And we think they're going to come here and not trash it. But, like, if you love Allah and Allah's creation, why do you trash it? They're so gung-ho about making women cover their bodies and not drink alcohol, and nobody can drink alcohol, which I don't believe in drinking alcohol either. Alcohol's motherfucker. Screwed my life up pretty bad, and you know, I'm glad that I don't drink anymore, because I feel like it was spirits taking over me, and that's why they call it spirits. But anyway, and I don't want to just harp on the Muslim religion, but I don't understand why nobody's focusing on the earth. The pagans focused on the earth. They focused on, you know, being good and kind to the earth. Christians, they think that their salvation comes after they die and they go to heaven, and they don't have to really work that hard to care for the earth. I mean, they're probably not throwing trash out their window, but they're not exactly thinking correctly about how we need to take care of the world, how we need to expand, how we need to, you know, and I don't want to get on a whole recycling kick, because I don't even know if I believe that that does any good. I think we just need to learn how to not be so trashy. There's not be such a huge consumer of trashy products that we're going to have to keep throwing away. But, not to get on a soapbox there again, because we don't really have a way to get around that unless you spend a ton of money, and I realize not everybody has a ton of money. Anyway, my point is, I think we need to start manifesting for the earth, for this country, for the globe, for the universe. We need to start focusing on bringing good energy and prosperity and happiness and abundance and love. Love is the most important. And we need to have intentions to focus on bringing all of this to everyone on earth, and to change the hearts of those people that have been taken over by evil, and to change the minds of those that have been so manipulated. So how are we going to do this? Well, maybe if we meditate all at the same time. I mean, there's proven studies shown that when people have the same intention and meditate together, that there are physical changes that are actually recordable, that are actually able to be calculated. I can't exactly reference any studies right offhand, but I just read a few books by Dean Radin, and he had referenced a lot of these types of experiments and studies they've done. And of course, let's see, was David Wilcox into the Great Meditations? Multiple people meditating at a time. I'm not sure, but anyway, I think maybe we could do that. We could start setting a time aside that would encompass a lot of people doing it all at once. I mean, because we can't say, oh, we're going to do it at 1 o'clock in the morning and expect that many people to wake up and do it. It's not going to be 1 o'clock in the morning for everyone all over Earth. But obviously I want to start here in America, since I speak English, since people can understand me here in America. And then maybe I can, put some foreign subtitles up, or a foreign voiceover, and get more countries involved. Or maybe even learn the language, even though learning a language is extremely hard. And I just don't know if I got time for that. I don't have time for much. I get 2 days off. I work 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. My 2 days off, I'm really not trying to learn languages. Obviously, I drive around a lot for my job, and I can try to use Rosetta Stone to learn languages. But it's really kind of hands-on, and you've got to visually look at the Rosetta Stone tasks, and it's really hard. Anyway, but just let me know what you think. Shall we start meditating for a better world? Would you be interested to set up a group meditation for a better world? Should we do the group meditation live? Meditation isn't exactly something that you bring your friend to go do. Some people do, but meditation is more for yourself, solitude. And of course, not everyone knows how to meditate. I'm not saying I know how to meditate. I know how I meditate, and I'm not sure if it's 100% correct, but I feel like it definitely works in a lot of ways. And then I also wonder, if we are listening to the binaural, I don't know if that's called binaural beats, but the hemisync method that plays one tone in your right ear and it plays a separate tone in your left ear, and it has a difference of the tones, is what you actually hear, and it's more of a vibrato or like a beat, something like that. It's not the one tone that's actually being played here, and the tone over here. Sorry, I sound awful. But the two tones being put in your ears makes your brain work on both sides together and creates this binaural beat. But yes, that would be another method of maybe trying to get the world to be more blessed and to be more happy and to be more positive and more abundant and more prosperous. Maybe we can settle down the earth. The earth is going on crazy earthquakes and volcanoes. Kind of tirade right now. Maybe it's mad. Of course, there's a lot going on from the solar storms and the sun. It's a solar maximum still, I think. I'm not sure. But there's been a lot of storms. But that can also work for us because there's been studies shown that consciousness can affect plasma, and plasma is what's being sent here from the sun and these solar storms. And if we're able to, put our consciousness, put our intention into the plasma, then we can probably see some real benefits there. August 2nd coming up is a really great time to meditate. There's going to be a huge solar storm making its way here to Earth that will arrive on August 2nd. Also, the moon is going to be close to Saturn, I think about 4:30 a.m. in the morning, and I think that's Mountain Time, maybe Arizona time. I'm not sure. I might have to get back to you on that because I did ask earlier, and I don't know if my phone understands that I live in Arizona now because my time is still messed up from the Mountain Time, which is fine because they don't change time here. I don't think anybody should change time. It screws us up. Anyway, so August 2nd is a really good day. Maybe we'll start our mass meditation on August 2nd. But it's 4:30 in the mornings when it's going to be the best time when the moon's closest to Saturn. I'm sorry, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get up and do a live mass meditation at 4:30 in the morning. I'm just really not a morning person. I could probably lay in bed and meditate because I'm usually up by then. But I don't think I'm going to get on group meditation at that time. So yeah, we'll just have to see how that goes, and hopefully we can make this place a better place for everybody. Alright, keep in touch, stay safe, love your neighbors, love yourself.